What's the cutest thing your parents have done for each other? When I was 10, I noticed my dad would randomly take photos of my mom doing normal stuff, like making breakfast or reading or gardening. Mom would catch him and go, "Stop being weird," but she'd be smiling. I thought it was just dad being annoying. Then one Saturday morning, I walked into the kitchen and found my mom crying at the table. I panicked. I asked, "What's wrong?" And she handed me this old shoebox. Inside were hundreds of tiny folded notes, all from dad. Each one had a date and something mom did that day. March 15th, you sang in the car and it made me smile. June 2nd, you laughed at my bad joke. October 9th, you made my favorite dinner without me asking. There were so many. Mom told me dad had been writing these notes for 15 years. Every single day, he'd write down one thing about her that made him happy that day, then fold it up and put it in this box in his closet. Mom found it that morning while looking for kind of batteries. She had no idea. Dad came in from mowing the lawn and saw mom holding the box. He got all embarrassed and tried to explain, but mom just hugged him and kept crying. After that day, I started noticing more things. Dad would write his notes at night while mom was asleep. He'd sit at the kitchen table with his coffee and a pen. Sometimes he'd smile to himself while writing. Sometimes he'd write 2 or 3 notes for one day. I asked him once why he did it. He said, "Because your mom is easy to take for granted and I never want to forget to notice her." That stuck with me. Then I noticed mom had her own thing. She'd leave little drawings for dad. Nothing fancy, just stick figures or simple doodles. She'd hide them in random places. In his lunchbox, tucked in his work folder, taped inside his car visor. Once I found one in the fridge next to the milk. It was a drawing of dad with a cape that said, "My hero." Dad collected every single one. He kept them in his desk drawer at work. I know because he told me. He said on bad days he'd open the drawer and look through them. One time in middle school, my friend came over and saw dad taking another photo of mom. My friend thought it was creepy, but I tried to explain that dad was documenting moments. He told me once that memories fade, but if he writes things down, he can remember forever. The notes kept going for years. By high school, I'd see dad writing them every night like clockwork. Mom kept finding her own ways to surprise him too. She started leaving post-it notes on his bathroom mirror. Stuff like, "You're doing great," or "I'm proud of you," or "Thanks for being patient with me." Dad would leave them up for weeks until they fell off. The coolest thing happened on their 25th anniversary. Mom surprised dad by taking all his notes from the shoebox and putting them in a big scrapbook. She organized them by year. She added photos and little decorations. It took her months to make. When dad opened it at dinner, he just sat there staring at it. Then he started crying, full on crying. He kept saying, "I can't believe you did this." Mom was crying too. She said, "You noticed me every day for 25 years, so I wanted you to see it all together." Dad pulled out a gift for mom. It was a book he made. Every single drawing mom ever made for him. He'd scanned them and printed them in a book with dates and little captions about what was happening in his life when he got each one. They both just sat there crying and hugging. I was crying too. Even my little brother who thinks emotions are dumb was tearing up. The whole thing was so pure. Now I'm in college and dad still writes his daily notes. Mom still leaves her drawings. Last time I was home, I saw a new note on the counter. It said, "December 3rd, you waited up for me even though you were tired." Dad's handwriting. I checked mom's spot and found a new drawing taped inside the pantry. It was a picture of 2 stick figures holding hands with a heart. After seeing all this growing up, I realized most people don't notice each other like my parents do. They've been married almost 30 years and dad still writes about mom every single day. Mom still draws pictures like she's in elementary school. They're not trying to be perfect or romantic. They're just choosing to see each other. My friends think it's cheesy, but I think it's the realest thing I've ever seen. That shoebox changed how I see love. It's not big gestures. It's noticing someone every single day and making sure they know.